the nose. This is the inferior and middle and superior. Inferior and middle about the only ones you're going to see. They are called concha. Anatomists call them concha. Most doctors in healthcare call them turbinates. You'll be doing a lot of surgery there. And their purpose, okay.
Awesome.
Let's leave it there and we'll look at that.
Okay.
I'm glad you did that. I didn't do that before. I should have maybe. Where was I? Oh, the turbinates, their purpose, or concha, is to moisturize the air and to make it warm. The lungs do not like dry, cold air. Okay. This is your frontal sinus, and all sinuses develop off of the nose. A baby doesn't have any sinuses. They have a little cell or two, but doesn't really have any sinuses. They develop off the nose. This is your sphenoid here. Your maxillary would be right here in your maxilla.
Okay.
The ethmoid is right in here. This opening right here actually would take you right into the ethmoids. And just like the ethmoid bone was real hard to find on the skull, if you remember that, there's that auditory tube, pharyngotympanic tube, eustachian tube going up to the middle ear. Here's your palate.
But it comes down, though, because it drains.
Right.
Okay.
Well, yes. Really, it goes both ways because air goes both ways. Remember the gradient? It's going to go whichever gradient you need. If pressure is less in the middle ear, the gradient's going to take it in.
So it's just, I thought it drained your ears as well, like when you have ear infections and stuff.
The purpose is to equate the pressure.
The pressure, okay.
On both sides of your eardrum.
Okay.
That's the purpose. And when you get into trouble is when this doesn't work right and you get blocked off, and that's when you get ear infections. Or infections in your nose will go up this way.
Okay.
Just like they can go into the sinuses. That's what happens there. Most infections in your sinuses and your ears start in the nose. And that's where they usually start.
Okay.
Let's see, where was it? Oh, when they laughed, what happened? We'll learn Wednesday 23 different muscle groups involved with swallowing. Well, you get the food partially, your liquid partially down. They start laughing, and the muscles get confused, and they kind of kick it back, and your uvula and palate, instead of being like this, have now come down. So it's real easy, just like you may cough when that happens. This is your septum, the divider in your nose. The outer part's a cartilage, that's this part here, so you can't preserve that. This is your perpendicular plate, your ethmoid, that nebulous bone. By the way, this is part of the ethmoid here too. This middle turbinate, that's part of the ethmoid. And your ethmoid cells are in the ethmoid sinuses. This is the palatine bone, and this is the palatine process of the maxilla. This is the vomer. And that's, by the way, is your smelling nerve in there. Remember?
Ah, that one there?
High in the nose is where that's cranial nerve 1, the olfactory nerve. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Cranial nerve 1, olfactory nerve, that's your smell. That's the reason when you have a cold, this blocks off. You can't smell anything.
Yeah.
That's why. I'm glad you picked that up. I didn't know it was there.
Right,
see, my students are teaching me all the time. You off and running? Okay. Did you get to see this okay?
Yeah.
All right. Good enough. See you Wednesday. Be sure to do your labs.
Yeah.
We can rock and roll. Okay, we've done this.
And these here?
Yes, ma'am.
The meters, the